all over. It contains strong language, strong opinions, and strong beer. It is not meant for children or for those who think they are children. You know who you are.
Trust me, I'm like a smart person.
Welcome to episode 81 of Dumb All Over, recording from the state that has some very reasonable public policy, at least by American standards, New York, and not so much this time from Pennsylvania. This is a progressive podcast with brash opinions on politics, religion, and pop culture, and we are always under the influence of craft beer. On today's episode, I'll discuss how ICE still can't bring many of the families they ripped apart back together, Ben Shapiro's obnoxious pestering of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, how Sarah Smith is doing in her primary race, and the newest branch of the military, the Space Force. And then after that, we'll take a listen to Alex Jones get a little upset about some things that have happened recently. Can't blame him, but still hate him. My name is Austin. I am your co-host, and I am joined by nobody. Okay, so before I get into this episode, let me tell you a little story. So, I decided, probably stupidly, to edit later Thursday night, and I open up the Logic session, and all's good. I get Tom's audio that we recorded on Tuesday. I load it into the program, and I hit play, and it sounds like this.
Flying is fucking stupid. It's stupid. Flying is stupid. Look. Look. You take a pen, right? Yeah, I'll let the listeners listen to this. Yeah, I'm holding a pen up in the air. Watch what happens when I let go. It falls, and that's a pen. It's what, like an ounce? Now take something that's really heavy, like more than an ounce.
Yeah, not so great. So, I thought, well, we could just not release an episode this week, because I will not release it with that audio. Or, I could try to do it myself. So here I am, very, very late. I believe it's now Friday morning. And I will be putting together a makeshift episode of Dumb All Over. So this is going to be very interesting. So I want you guys to hang in there with me. Okay. So first of all, I am drinking a beer because fuck, do I need it right now? Because I have to pull this off and edit it in a couple hours. All right. So I am drinking Weyerbacher's Daywrecker. It is an extra American ale. American ale that just, it's a little bit too much and needs to back off. It is 10% alcohol by volume, and I've had it before, to be honest, and it is very, very good. So I will do the ceremonial cheers, but I won't actually clink because I'm by myself. All right. Yeah, this is still my favorite pale ale. Awesome. Very good. All right. So now this is normally where we would launch into the Trump report. And
have I done a good job? Have I done a good job?
Not at all. Probably the least of anybody you've ever met.
There's nobody that understands the horror better than me.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to play the music. Remember, I'm doing this on my own. So, actually, today there is no Trump report because I need a break from that orange fucking moron. Kind of. Actually, the last story we talk about does involve Trump. Okay. But first, let's start with an annoying story that actually also has everything to do with Trump. Okay, I lied. This is totally the Trump report. All right. I'll start with an article from The Hill. The name of this article is ICE. Hundreds of migrant children still in custody with parents outside the U.S. It starts off this way. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, Officials said Thursday in a court filing that the government still has more than 300 children in custody whose parents are outside the U.S. The Department of Health and Human Services Office of Refugee Resettlement, or ORR, maintains custody of 559 children in total, including 386 whose parents have already left the United States, according to the filing. Of the 386 children in custody whose parents are outside the U.S., 299 have parents with whom ORR officials have been in contact in the last week, while another 26 are still awaiting their parents' review by authorities, according to the filing. The filing pointed to a significant number of parents of the 559 children in custody who indicated no desire to be reunified with their children at the present time. Quote, after review of case files, a significant number of already departed parents have indicated in some way that they do not wish to reunify with their children, reads the joint status report from ICE and the ACLU, which filed suit on behalf of a migrant parent. Just over 1,500 migrant children have been reunited with their families since the Trump administration in June halted the controversial process of separating children from their parents and throwing them in concentration camps. All right, sorry. The Hill didn't write that last part. That was just me. We still have lots of children who are not being reunited with their parents after they were ripped away from their parents by an insane administration who hates brown people. This is not shocking, except that it's incredibly shocking. But it's not shocking because, obviously, the Trump administration is totally capable of doing something this evil. I don't think anybody is shocked by it. Well, maybe they are. I mean, it is horrible. It's still shocking, but it's also not shocking. So I don't have much more to say about that other than obviously it's horrible and that really they need to just fucking reunite the children with their parents where they belong. And I'm not totally sure how much I believe that whole parents don't wish to be reunified with their children. No, I don't think so. Unless they're talking about Trump and Don Jr., I am pretty sure most parents want to be reunited with their children that were ripped away from them by an insane fascist government. Okay? All right. So, relax. Enjoy my hyperbole. I am really tired. Okay. Let's move on to the next story because it's enough already. Okay. So this is an interesting story that actually has nothing to do with Trump. Former guest of the show, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, dismisses Ben Shapiro's debate offer. Now, apparently Ben Shapiro, as we know him, the adult virgin, has said that he would donate $10,000 to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's campaign if she debated him. Would he actually do it? I don't know. I feel like trusting him would be like trusting Trump to, raise money for soldiers and then give it to them at a big rally where he kept the money until the press hounded him to give it to soldiers. Ben Shapiro seems the same to me, so. All right. Democratic congressional candidate Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on Thursday dismissed an offer from conservative commentator. I think that is generous. Like, I would describe Ben Shapiro as insane child. Ben Shapiro challenging her to a debate, saying she doesn't, quote, owe a response to unsolicited requests from men with bad intentions. Yeah. That is exactly right, Alexandria. You don't need to respond to an insane man-child who has no intention of actually having a reasonable debate and just is going to revert to his talking points and his bullshit debate method where he just stonewalls and tries to use annoying tactics to make it seem like he's winning, even though he's not. She also goes on to say, just like catcalling, I don't owe a response to unsolicited requests from men with bad intentions, and also like catcalling, for some reason they feel entitled to one. True. Now, he answered back, discussion and debate are not bad intentions. Slandering someone as a sexist catcaller without reason or evidence does demonstrate cowardice and bad intent, however, blah, blah, blah. Okay, first of all, there's plenty of evidence that Ben Shapiro is a sexist, okay? And the fact that there's evidence means that it's actually pretty reasonable to call him that. I mean, he's an anti-feminist. What do you expect? This, right-wing pundits doing something stupid and annoying is not new. It's interesting that the entire right-wing media seems to be obsessed with Ocasio-Cortez. But I think it's because they feel very threatened by her. And I don't blame them, because I would feel threatened by her too if, I was a horrible right-wing moron whose only way to win is to lie and brainwash people and then cheat in elections. But anyway, that's just me. All right. So let's okay. Hold on. Before we do that, let's go here. So I expect the right wing to say insane things about Alexandria. I expect them to do things like this annoying Ben Shapiro faux debate. But here is the media, the supposed liberal media, and this is the question that she's getting asked on CNN. Now, I know a lot of you have probably seen this video, but I feel like it's important to play it because, boy, does she answer this question unbelievably well. So let me set it up for you, okay? So Chris Cuomo on his show, Cuomo? I don't know. What's his show called? I honestly have no idea. By the way, his brother, really, really fucking annoying governor. Cynthia Nixon, everybody. I think this is an easy decision. Also, let's just leave it there. Okay. So Chris Cuomo, not Andrew Cuomo, had Alexandria on his show to, I guess, play devil's advocate. I don't know. The questions he comes up with always seem really dumb, but here he's going to be asking her about how was the eternal question that everybody gets asked on the left. How do we pay for these things that, people should have? So that's basically, and she's going to answer, so I'll let him take it from here.
Then you get into the partisan issue of money, which is, man, do you want to spend a lot of my tax money on these proposals that you and Bernie and others have? Medicare for all, college tuition, maybe even housing, that the Green New Deal that you have, it is all very expensive, especially on the single payer side, and that it gives people sticker shock, even in Bernie's home state. Okay.
So first of all, yes, they did try to have single payer in Vermont. It did not go the way it should have. There's a lot of things. First of all, single payer would be very hard to pull off in one state. There are some states that I think could do it, California being one, New York probably being the other. Vermont is a very small state, and it's very difficult to scale it that way. But there were other factors involved in that too. Sticker shock didn't have everything to do with it. Okay, putting that aside. So here we have this incredibly right-wing framing of the debate about giving people health care and affordable education. But let's see what Alexandria says.
They got sticker shock. They couldn't get it done in his state because of how expensive it is. And that was an 11% increase in taxes, 9 to 11%. Even that was too much for people.
Coincidentally, that had a lot to do with the fact that they were not going to put most of the burden on the rich in that state. Just saying. All right, here we go.
How do you pay? How do you sell it?
So first of all, the thing that we need to realize is people talk about the sticker shock of Medicare for all. They do not talk about the sticker shock of the cost of our existing system. In a Koch brothers funded study, if any study is going to try to be a little bit slanted, it would be one funded by the Koch brothers. It shows that Medicare for all is actually much cheaper than the current system that we pay right now. And let's not forget that the reason that the Supreme Court upheld the Affordable Care Act is because they ruled that each of these monthly payments that everyday Americans make is a tax. And so while it may not seem like we pay that tax on April 15th, we pay it every single month, or we do pay a tax season if we don't buy, these plans off of the exchange.
Okay, so far, really great explanation of why the current system is already untenable, and that the sticker shock for the current system is much worse than it would be with Medicare for all. But here is where she really, really makes an excellent point.
So we're paying for this system. We Americans have the sticker shock of healthcare as it is, and we're also